Hello people, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is Sorin and today I have good news for you. Wargaming are super testing for vehicles that will be rebalanced in probably the next month or two. So we have an update first is the first rebalancing I guess of the year after they've been adding like weekly loot boxes. That's actually a really nice step from their part, but starting the video, we can read the article. So it was released today. As we continue our rebalance work, we've identified 4 tier 10 vehicles that require adjustment. So pretty much they're going to be only the tier 10s, not their entire tech tree, which I guess 4 vehicles out of the 70 in the tier 10, it's kind of a small one, but obviously they are moving tiny inch by inch. But still good news that they are looking at their vehicles and rebalancing them here and there. But some have become excessively dominant over time, like which ones, while others are less popular and needs an update to their stats. By fine-tuning their characteristics, we aim to address imbalances and make your gameplay experience more enjoyable. Fine article, but I find heading. We'll send those 4 tier 10 vehicles into the super test. Our goal is to ensure that those refinements enhance your experience. Remember that vehicle characteristics might be changed after testing. So yeah, those are like very first things first, But yeah, they might enjoy the buffs or the nerfs. They can change them. They can like buff something else, they're at the very first look. But the 4 vehicles are the Panzer Kraftwagen 7. I actually got the vehicle not long ago, and I must admit the vehicle it's fairly lacking its DPM and the penetration, in my opinion. For the armor and survivability, the vehicle it's fine in my opinion. Like once you get the armor going, you're actually bouncing plenty of shells, but obviously the big problem is the penetration is kind of lackluster, and the DPM. Other than that, the accuracy and the gun handling, I feel it's alright for me, at least in my experience. But next one is the AMX-50 FOCH B. The vehicle itself, I had it as a rental in the in the onslaught. The vehicle, it is a really strong vehicle. The vehicle is overpowered once you get it going, but other than that, the gun handling it's not really working at long distances. The penetration are a bit low comparing to the AMX FOCH 155, for example. The armor is lackluster, the silhouette is big, so yeah, I guess it's gonna be buffed in some areas. The Super Conqueror, it's like pretty much the most popular. It was a time where the VZ55 was the most popular, it got nerfed, and now the S-Conqueror is actually, because the Chieftain as well got nerfed, now people are playing the Super Conqueror. But it looks like it's gonna have decreased, that's pretty much what they're changing, but it decreased firepower for fairness. Interesting enough. So the Super Conqueror is gonna get nerfed. Tank itself is very strong. It has like good gun. It has, if you put a turbocharger, good mobility, good armor, good shells, good hash. Pretty much the vehicle it's really strong from from any kind of point. And the Conqueror 3. I used to have this vehicle in onslaught once again, and oh boy, this vehicle itself has such good armor, and the auto reloader is working. I mean, the intra-clip reload is big, but once you get used to, I mean, yeah, the vehicle itself is very nice once you get it cool down. Changes to armor and maneuverability. I mean, the maneuverability, I cannot pronounce it, but the tank's handling, it's I don't know, I find it fairly nippy, but it does at the same time you can expose your side while picking a corner, so I guess it's gonna be more mobile. But yeah, let's actually jump in the article and not make any opinions before I actually take a look at what they're changing. So for the Panzer 7, the tank isn't typically favored for random battles due to its shortcoming in firepower. Yeah, what I was talking about, the firepower is a bit lackluster, considering the U100 has got buffed especially for the 128, and has like 2700 DPM, whereas this tank gets 2100, I guess, or something like that. So yeah, it's very little. It deserves more attention and consideration here. With close range combat, we've improved its accuracy and aiming time. Okay, probably the DPM will be more interesting to buff, and the penetration values for their standard and special shell. And we're also removing weak spots on the mantle. But did it had weak point on the mantle? I guess it did had, but probably for the higher penetration gun. But I don't remember getting penetrated to, or actually probably I didn't check. But yeah, it's gonna have pretty much, I guess, the same armor layout as the VK72, which the vehicle still has very nice armor, especially for the people that have a VK72 and they know how to use it. Yeah, the vehicle, it is insane in terms of the armor. But what I really love about this vehicle, it's kind of nimble for 120 tons and 2800 hit points with, you know, boosters and more booster HP boosting. So yeah, the vehicle can last a long time. Next, the A50B, improved autoloader and dynamics. Autoloader to make it more comfortable and dangerous for opponents. I mean, whenever you had 350 MX50 FOCH in an onslaught, yeah, it was like very dangerous. But now, by the looks of it, for the random queue, they're gonna make it more dangerous. But they're gonna reduce the aiming time, decrease the dispersion after fire, so you're gonna have like TVP, T5051 kind of gun, and enhance stabilization during movement and halt. So now you can snap, well, not really now, but I didn't show the obviously the values, but by the looks of it, now you can snap on the move, or you know, be really accurate whenever you turn your gun and tank. But yeah, additionally, it will boost its maximum reverse speed and power to variation, making it more to be a more swiftly stick cover, and after using its autoloader. So yeah, they're gonna make it more mobile and a bit dangerous. I mean, they're not gonna increase anything by quite of a margin, but probably at the point where you're getting like a free turbocharger or like a gun lane drive or something like that. But then now let's actually look at the proper statistics. So the Panzer 7, the Despair, wait, what? Was it 0.37? For myself, the tank was very accurate. I was not expecting 0.37, I was expecting like 0.34 or something like that. But apparently it's gonna go down to 0.33, which makes it sniping German vehicle. Aiming time down to 2.3 seconds. It's not the biggest improvement over here, but it's still kind of right. Average penetration, so 18 extra on AP. That's gonna make it very nice on AP rounds, considering like the mouse 100 and yeah, they do have 246, whereas this vehicle is gonna get 276. And on top of that, on APCRs, we're gonna have 325, whereas the other vehicles like the mouse and the U100 gets 311 on APCRs or 334 on hit. On top of that, the H doesn't get any low whatsoever. But yeah, what can I say? Engine power increased by let's say around 10%, more like 12-13%. So the power to ratio is gonna go up, I believe, from 10 to probably like an 11.1, 11.2, which is gonna make that vehicle much nimbler with probably with a turbocharger as well. Now taking a look at the MX50 FOCH, well, those are a lot of upgrades. So the reverse speed is gonna go up to 17 from 13. With a turbocharger you can go, I think, to probably like 20, which is a very, you can get cover very quick on like reversing. Specific power to ratio up to 22. Yeah, this vehicle is gonna be very nimble on the battlefield. Aiming time 2.1 seconds, not the biggest of upgrades over here, but still 2 seconds aiming time is fairly quick. The dispersion after firing is gonna go from by the looks of it from 4 to 3, a big improvement over here, whereas mostly of the vehicles get like either 4, 3 or 3.5, but mostly autoloaders had a big bloom after firing, so they can you know, have balanced intra-clip reload. But yeah, next the dispersion is gonna go, the moving dispersion is gonna go down from 0.16 to 0.13, which is very nice. With an improved rotation mechanism, I guess you can get it down to 0.1 or 0.11, which is very, very nice, very accurate. And gun traverse, oh boy, from 0.24 down to 0.1. That's impressive. That is gonna be very, very accurate whenever the tank is gonna turn. So yeah, this vehicle is gonna be, I can see some content creators using this vehicle to, you know, to go all in onto vehicles that have 2400 hit points or less, because the vehicle now is gonna be kind of, you know, very like kind of a leopard, to say so, gun handling. I mean, not really like a leopard one, but still it's gonna be very, very nice to surrounding vehicles. To make those changes consistent, we're also adjusting the performance of the tier 8. Oh, so finally they are actually gonna obviously they're gonna buff the tier 9 and the tier 8 as well, which is very nice. We slightly improve the vehicle reverse speed, aiming time, dispersion after firing, and stabilization on those ones as well. Nice. Now about by the looks of probably the nerfs. So those two were the buffs. Now let's take a look at the nerfs. The S-Conk reduced firepower. Okay, the vehicle is almost too powerful. The rammer buzz is significant and can greatly influence the outcome of any battle. Yeah, indeed, you can basically win a battle by just having 5 S-Conks versus like 5 IS-4, let's say. You know, it's strange. I mean, yeah, there are so many people playing it that you actually, Wargaming knows that everyone knows their strengths. Like you don't have any weak points, pretty much. A tough turret, an exceptional gun. Depression angles and great DPM. It actually has more strength, but they don't really specify it here. Okay. As a result, the S-Conk boasts a high win rate in random battles and ons. Oh yeah, it did, but there were tanks that could like use their ability and just, you know, make it outperform the S-Conk. We aim to temper its dominance without compromising its major strength or playstyle. I mean, because the tank itself, it's a hull down monster, it is, even if you are gonna nerf it a bit, it is still not gonna make it as you know, it's not gonna be such a significant nerf, just because most of the maps are designed for a hull down meta. So as long as you don't make the tank not hull down, like if you don't get the gun depression from 10 to 5, yeah, it's not gonna kill it. But yeah, let's see actually what they think about it. So they're gonna decrease the TPM, reload speed, obviously those two are correlated, and HP pull. Ooh. I was expecting an armor, like to give it a more, like a bigger penetratable mantle or something like that. On top of that, the Conqueror is getting HP pull decreased and hit shell velocity. Okay. What is this? The terrain, expose his cabin. Okay. For frustrate many commanders on the opposite team, there is like a small cupola that you can hit if the tank is stationary. But yeah, it is fairly frustrating to play against. So you can just play your Jack Panzer 100 load hit and just, you know, don't care about any armor. But yeah, I don't think people are playing their Jack Panzer 100 whatsoever. Where does the armor? Okay, let's take a look at their you know, their play numbers. So damage per minute is gonna get, actually let's take about the hit points. So from 2.4k down to 2.3k for a heavy tank, like more of a super heavy, because the tank it's fairly slow for its mass. Yeah, that's a lot of little hit points. Now probably people will still love to use it. Actually, they will be more prone to use hardening just to get those hit points back. But 2.5, what is it with fully maxed out? Probably to like 2.6. Yeah, I mean, it's still gonna be a lot of hit points to have. Gun reload. Well, this is where the tank is gonna get hit. It's gonna have 2500 base DPM. I mean, it is not the lowest, because there are still tanks with let's say 2000 DPM or even less than 2500 that are not meta, but it's still a big hit. Probably 2400 will be more of a great number just to have, like 10-second reload flat. But probably, as they mentioned, they don't want to kill it properly. But yeah. Moving on to the Conqueror. So the vehicle is gonna get nerfs and buffs. Okay, wait, what? This can't be right. Whenever I play Onslaught and I was firing the hit was just flying fairly slow. Actually, probably I might be mistaken, but I thought I had 950 on default. I didn't even check. But yeah, front hatch. Which one's the front hatch? Oh yeah, this one. So it's gonna go down from 250 to 180. Big problem is gonna kill the tank probably mostly of the times. It's gonna nerf it to the ground. 2000 hit points, I guess that's fair. It is fair for a tank destroyer. Like there are bigger tank destroyers that gets 2200, so this one was right in the middle. But now with 2000 is still, as a support assault tank destroyer. It's not gonna be like a fully assault tank destroyer. The dispersion during hull traverse is gonna go up from 0.1 to 0.15, so 50% 50% nerf over here. And the dispersion on the move is gonna go from 0.2 to 0.15, so he's gonna get buffed. So the vehicle is gonna have the same bloom whenever it's either moving or turning the terrace. So I guess makes sense. Next, around 30% nerf for the shell velocity down to 950. I mean, 950 is still alright for a hit round, but I still don't know why I remember it being slower than 1.2. But still, it won't kill the vehicle especially, but yeah, it's gonna be a tiny touch harder to to snipe at long ranges. The engine power is gonna go up. It's gonna be the tank is gonna be more nimble, and the traverse speed is gonna go up by slight margin, especially to 30 degrees. So you can engage your vehicle, you can put your armor towards the opponent much weaker, and overall you're gonna be tiny touch faster on the battlefield. So yeah, on top of that, they're gonna make similar changes to the Conqueror and the SMV CC67. Well, luckily they are not gonna make any changes whatsoever on the Vipera because it's a premium tank. So yeah, the Vipera is not gonna get nerfed, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, this was kind of a long article, and should I give you my opinion on it? Probably. I mean, I already talked about it. For the Panzer Kraftwagen, I was expecting like a DPM buff because, as I mentioned, the vehicle has low DPM. Like as I mentioned, the S-Conq had 2.7. I cannot see where the S-Conq, yeah. The S-Conq had like 2.75k DPM as base. This vehicle gets 2100, 2200. I cannot really remember, but yeah, there is like 600 DPM shell disparity because those vehicles and both of them are heavy tanks. I mean, yeah, don't give this tank 2700 hit points like on the mouse because it's gonna shred enemies, but still, probably like 100, 150, it will still be very, very nice. Though I feel like yeah, the changes are gonna make the tank tiny touch more effective, especially for the AP pen, as I really love to fire standard rounds. I don't really like firing premiums. For the FOCH B, I really felt like the FOCH B was obviously struggling with the gun at 150 meters plus, but in Onslaught it just had an enemy, jumped on it, killed it, and just do your thing, reload and do all the things again. But now the vehicle is going to be much more forgiving. It's going to be much more what can I say, nimble, aggressive. It can use its gun at you don't really have to wait that much for connecting your shells. You can just hold your mouse button and dump all your shells in. So yeah, don't really well, after the buffs, don't stay in front of a 50B whatsoever, and don't think I can go around it or something like that. For the S-Conk, I guess those are some fair nerfs. Like as I mentioned, probably they don't want to ruin it by just lowering the cheeks armor or something like that, but making it less probably they could make it less accurate as well, but or they could release the premium shells or something like they did with the Chieftain. But I mean, with 326, I guess it's on APCR, I guess it's still low enough. They don't want to decrease it to like 310 or something like that. But yeah, fair and square nerfs for the S-Conk. And for the Conqueror, they could probably leave the same. Actually, no, I think this is fine for the Conqueror as well. They're not touching the DPM, they're not touching the gun accuracy, they're not touching the top speed. I guess it's a fair and square nerf as well, and buff as well on the same time, because the vehicle is getting both nerf and buff. So yeah, those were the nerfs. Let me know about, actually those were the rebalance. Let me know, what do you think about those video? What do you think about my my idea? What do you think about the vehicle themselves? What should be changed? And I mean, actually, should I make a series of the vehicles that I think they're gonna be nice to rebalance as well? Let me know what you think. And of course, I've been Sorin. Thank you for watching, and see you, legend, soon. Bye bye.